I sound like this because young people read these things. Young people read these things. And they don't understand that at the very core of our problem is the structure. We are not the same people. I'm going this way. Your understanding, I said it last night. I come from a culture where we've evolved to the point where, we're not a perfect culture, of course. No culture is perfect. But we've gone to a point where our identity is rooted in ethnicity, not in religion. You have another group of people who have the same ethnic identity. Interestingly, contrary to what you have in Yoruba land, Igbos have largely the same religion. But in that group, one person that they are calling Messiah was able to use religion that they are supposed to all share together and use it to break them by separating Catholics from Anglicans and Pentecostals. The same Christian, no. He can't come Yoruba land. One can introduce that nonsense. Tell us, say, Christians, Yoruba Muslims. Those who come, they ask themselves, who are you going to vote for? Me, I'm like, sure, well, okay. How many times have we had these conversations about who is the next governor? Is it Yoruba Christian, or Yoruba Muslim? Who cares? What you usually do in Yoruba land is about, fairness, this person is there, that person will also be there. But when it comes to all those elections, you usually sit down and say, okay, and this is who Yoruba Christians will vote for, Yoruba Muslims will vote for. For the first time in my adult life, I saw it in 2022-2023 election. And the reason it happened was because somebody from another culture, I don't care what they do there. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad. That's their business. He brought that warped culture into Yoruba politics and muddled up the waters. And before you know it, you have Yoruba Christians. So those ones think that they understand what they're saying. Church, take back your country. We don't want the Muslims to take over. I'm like, sure, well, okay. This person who is a Christian wants to tell me one thing that he did when he was in governorship, when he was a governor. Tell me one thing he did that just because you're a Christian, and so what? Religion apparently does not confer wisdom on anybody. Because for the most part, like I said, Nigerians, we don't really understand our faith. We just do it for transaction. If I do this thing for God, he will give me something. That's what we do for the most part, and it's not good. Hopefully we're going to grow out of it. But the point is just telling me that I'm a Christian, and so. But we saw that in our politics. Why? Because somebody introduced it. Look through our history. Allah was a Christian. The man who took over after, I never really even thought about it until yesterday after I finished. I was like, wait, Allah was a Christian. The man who worked with him and took over from him was SLA, who was also a Christian. The one after him was Alhaji Adegbenro, who was a Muslim. The person who worked with Adegbenro to tell SLA that your time is up was a Christian. It's about Yoruba. Nobody cares about all this kiniko. But guess what? Where they are coming from, you have to call APC a Yoruba party in order to win. You have to create division, even when you have unity. We are different religions in Yoruba land, and before Christianity or Islam, we have always had many religions in Yoruba land. Yoruba land has never had one religion, and that's also something for the Yoruba people always talking about traditional religion. There's no traditional religion as such. There are many. Yoruba traditional religion is like Hinduism, where you have many deities, and each deity has a different way of worship, different liturgy, different structure, different priesthood, different rituals, different taboos. From one deity to another, they are different. We've never had one deity in Yoruba land. So when Christianity came to our fathers, it was just another one to join to the pantheon. So we know how we've been managing ourselves for more than 1,000 years. A group comes and says to you, this is how we should do politics. Now, how exactly am I supposed to build a nation with that group? This is why we say Nigeria is not one flat place. Just be saying Rwanda, Nigeria, Singapore, Nigeria. Even China has a major advantage over Nigeria, regardless of its size, and the advantage is ethnic identity. More than 90% belong to one ethnicity. Nigeria doesn't have that. Even the big three, there's no clear majority. There's no 60% Yoruba. If Nigeria were to be 60% Yoruba, I'm at a better Dubai law. If it was 80% Yoruba, oh boy. There's nothing you see in Korea, you're not see in Nigeria. What does Korea have over Nigeria? That. If the Southwest was alone, it would be a lot better than this. Why and that's not funny thing. This unitary system mindset, they sponsor that thing pass for this country. Now, Igbo people. And if you don't understand it, I'm not attacking you. I'm telling you the history of Nigerian politics. And your people, they do that thing pass. We must unite. You united the civil service of Nigeria. Because what? You are a strong man. Fulani did not do it. Fulani took advantage of it. What Fulani did wrong, I will tell you, that's not what Fulani did not unite Nigeria by force. Fulani just positioned themselves and British positioned them to take advantage of political power in Nigeria. That's Fulani's issue. But as far as forcing everybody together, even Britain no get that mind. Do and give them to Fulani. Even Britain no get that mind, but Igbo man get that mind. It's in Nigeria that you hear someone say that nationalization policy was wrong. Oh, they heard nationalization policy in the north. Oh, it's the tribalism. It's a tribal person. Why is it paining you? How the leader of another region decides to run his region, why is that your problem? If the north says we want to have northerners everywhere, why is that your problem? I'm Yoruba. Why should I be angry about the fact that the north wants to have northerners in their civil service? Am I a thief? The truth of the matter is that when this man came in 66 and created the Unitary decree and they came up with unification of the civil service, what he was doing was what even the British did not get the mind to do, which is essentially, you can now say you can transfer, the federal government will just transfer somebody from, they eventually succeeded, transfer somebody from, let's say, Ibadan, and they can become the boss in Enugu. But this is not federal civil service, this is regional civil service. You know, for federal civil service, you can transfer anybody from Ibadan, you can take it to Enugu, or take someone from Enugu, take him to Kano. But you are now saying that even the civil service of those states now belongs to the federal government, is now united. That's not unity, that's stealing. That's what the strong men have done in Nigerian politics. So no, we don't need strong men. And when you're talking about strong, I'll tell you something. In the last many years, there are two strong men, and they happen to be Yoruba, and it's not because of their ethnicity, they just happen to be Yoruba. And Buhari did well too, was quite strong in some decisions. But the best in the last 30 years or so have been Obasanjo with all his faults. And Tinubu is the one who doesn't care if you love him or not. How can you have someone like that? You're still looking for strong men? Because you don't understand what you're even looking for. So when you find it, you don't know. Somebody's giving you tax reform policy. Somebody is doing is removing subsidy. People are speaking. It's changing the structure of your country. You still don't see any sense in that. Why? Because what you really want is a person from your place who will forcefully unify everybody and take advantage of everything they have and then create a new Nigeria. May that day never come. The new Nigeria we're looking for is the one where every group, wherever they are, will thrive. Everybody will do well. But people will not be looking for a way to steal what belongs to other people. That's the kind of new Nigeria we are looking for. And if that's not your vision, you will fail. So he does this every other day. And I'm quite passionate about this because, like I said, a lot of young people don't know history like that because you are doing other. I'm not even blaming anybody. I'm just saying we are too busy. Sometimes young people are very busy. You're going to school. Nobody really talks about these things. And then the people you are looking up to in society, right? Educated people. How educated do you want a person to be again? You were the deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. You were educated. Is that same person that will come and tell you about Ataturk? Is somebody that will be quoting one Zambian president saying for the nation to be born, the tribe must die? Is the same person that will be telling you about how Rwanda became something, how Singapore became something, without understanding, just shouting his vision. Let me ask you a question. Lee Kuan Yew was was prime minister for almost 30 years in Singapore. I want to ask you an honest question in this place. If you have President Tinubu say to you that after the second term, he will stay another term, he will stay until another, let me say, under 20 years, what will you say? Honest question. If you hear that President Tinubu says that he's not going to stop at 2 terms, he wants to continue, what will people say in Nigeria? These ones who are looking for strongmen, what would they say? Guys, just humor me. If say we are looking for strongmen, let's assume that we have Tinubu, this president, who is doing fantastically well, by the way. I don't care what you think. That's my opinion, and that's the objective reality of what we have in Nigeria. If that man says, I'm not stopping at 8 years, I'm going to continue for another 20 years, the same people who are looking for strongmen will be the ones calling him a dictator. But guess what? That's exactly what happened in Singapore. That's exactly what is happening in Rwanda. That man has been there for more than 20 years. You have a people who are just deceiving themselves. So let's assume that in this prayer for great man, strong man, no institution, just strong man, we now say, let him be a strong man. And guess what? Let him govern Nigeria based on Yoruba ideals. And let him stay there for the next 30 years. What are people going to tell us now? Oh, see, Yoruba people, they are just doing something. They are just using their culture. That's exactly what Rwanda is doing. What you are seeing is his own understanding based on his ethnic identity and ethnic, intelligence. So what you see is the Tutsis gaining upper hand. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just telling you that what you are looking for, people should know exactly what they are looking for. And guess what? If you are up for having Tinubu do that, please let me know. Maybe we should start a campaign. Since all of us are looking for strong men, let him stay there. Lee Kuan Yew was there for about 30 years. This man in Rwanda has been there for 30 years, Gosha. He got there in the 90s. It's about 30 years that Kagame has been in Rwanda. Abi? The one in China, they didn't tell him to leave after 4 years or 8 years. Because we need strong men. We don't need strong institutions. We need strong men. Strong. So let's start a petition, right? Telling Tinubu that I must not go. The first set of people that will speak against it are the ones looking for strong men. We have a strong man to give you right now, because there's nobody today. There is not one Nigerian in Nigerian politics who is as strong as that man. I said it. There's not one Nigerian politician today, I'm not saying the past or tomorrow, today, who is as strong as Tinubu. So since he's the strongest amongst us, let's leave him there too. Let's leave him to become president for another few years. That's when you know that people don't really know. Is that they don't know what they are looking for? Or when they ask for strong men, they're not asking for a strong man. They're asking for their own strong man. Wike is strong, but even Wike, they call Tinubu Oga. Abba. So if we can do that, this is my message to, if he ever watches this, or if his people ever send this to him, because we are getting a big platform. The problem is getting bigger by the grace of God. So this is my message to people like Mogalu and his people. Let's start a petition asking, just the same way Daniel Kanu did it, million march for Abacha. No surprises there. Let's do a million march, like 10 million march for Tinubu. I will tell him, stay in power, don't go. Be the strong man. Be our Lee Kuan Yew. Be our Kagame. Grow the Naira and change the nation. If you are all for that, we can work together. Until then, Tinubu must prepare a watertight iron-class succession plan. You are not listening to me. I'm saying nobody is succeeding him now. Say we are looking for strong men. You don't like strong men? Etungege is saying, you don't like strong men? Let him be strong. Let him stay there. That's when you discover that the person who is asking you to have strong man is looking for his own strong man. That strong man must come from his ethnic group. And that's the reason Omar Lekan Okotole is present in Nigeria, because everybody is now at alert. You hear this one, it sounds like that. You hear this one, it sounds like that. The other one sounds like, everybody is sounding like that. And you want to lead the group. And they are noticing that everybody from this place is sounding like this. What do you think is going to happen? yes, life president, we should campaign. Let me say something. I think it's going to be a good idea. He's not going to do it, by the way. But you see, jokes apart, what I really think Nigeria needs is that strong king they are looking for. Make it regional. Do it on a regional basis, right? Have your Christopher Wallace in your part of the country. I'll have my Awolowo. I'll have my Tinubu. I'll have my Bola Ige.